All right, we got it going now. Oh, you know it. This is some autograph, and we're going to turn it up today. Not the radio, but we're going to turn it up here on social media. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platforms. This is the College Football Show debut show. And I want to apologize. We had a little bit of technical issues. There's some autograph for you. Yeah. We're going to turn it up today, boy. Oh, you know it. And I want to welcome everybody aboard to the show today. And coming up right now, we have PENSMAN. As soon as I can get him up here, there we go. Trying to get him on the stage here. I don't know what's going on, why he's not coming up, but I can get him on the stage. Just give me 1 second here. What the heck? Okay. All right. There we are. Hold on.
Hi.
Yeah, I know. I got you in solo layout, but I can't. This is getting really out of control here today. Oh, well. Hang on. Got you on the wrong layout there, PENSMAN.
No, you're good.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. Oh, we're going to start this now.
I promise we will figure this out.
Yes, we will. Maximize you and get me maximized. Get me up on the screen here. I don't know what happened there. Not working. That's not working. But it's not. Oh, that's not working.
First you see me, now you don't.
Yeah, I'm having some issues here, so I don't know why. Oh, trying to get you up there, PENSMAN, but I don't know why you're not coming up on the screen. What the heck is going on here?
Ta-da! Ta-da! Ralph the Magician.
No, I'm not a magician. I'm not anything. I don't know why you're not coming up here. I don't know what the freaking problem is now. Let's see what we got. No, that's not what I want to do. Damn. Why aren't you coming up here the right way? I don't get this. This I don't get, PENSMAN. I just don't get it. I don't know what's going on today. Oh man. Let me try something else here. That's not working. I'm getting you up on the screen, PENSMAN. As soon as I do that, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I can hear your sound, but I can't get you up on the screen. That's strange. Weird. Wow. Okay. Let me get this show started and change the time. I apologize for this, folks. We're having some technical issues here. Trying to get Pensman up on the screen so we can get the show started. But I'm having issues trying to get him up. So here we go. What we can do here. Pensman, reboot. Come back in. All right. Maybe that'll work. Okay.
All right.
All right. We're here at the Saturday Sports Show. Good morning. We have changed the name of the show until the end of the college football season. And what we've called it is we're calling it the College Football Show. I make things simple around here. And this morning, we are going to talk about college football all the way till the end of the season, which is in January. We will be talking, and then we'll go back to the Saturday Sports Show. And what we're doing is we're intertwining things. We are intertwining everything that we need to, talk about here, and we're going to intertwine it with the Saturday Sports Show. So the Saturday Sports Show will be back on the air will be back on the air at the end of the college football season. All right, Pensman, you're going to have to go back out again. All right, and come back. There's something I got to push here when you come back on. All right, so do it one more time. All right. Missed it again. Damn it. Pensman, you're gonna have to do it again because this thing comes up that I got to push, and it's so fast I can't get to it. So reboot one more time. All right, we're still trying to get Pensman up here. I'm hoping this time, third time is a charm, and I don't know why I can't get him up on the screen here, and this thing keeps coming down on here, but it's real fast and I can't grab it. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Let's see what we got here. All right, nope, I don't want to do that. So there we go. We finally got you.
Ooh, finally.
Yeah, it took a couple here, but we got you up there.
Third time's a charm.
I finally fixed it. You know what? You call me a magician. That I am a magician.
That's right.
Fix things.
Ralph Houdini.
That's it. All right, Pensman, let's get started with our college football show today. But first, we got to pay a couple bills, and let's get into that, and then we're going to get started with the show. I apologize for the delay. We had some technical issues once again, which keeps on happening in my life. That's what happens when you deal with computers and things like that. All right, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You live in Western Pennsylvania, call Mata today. You ought to call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's coming. Get that air conditioner put away and get your heat going and get it rolling with Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, we're on Facebook, YouTube. Brandon is watching. I want to thank Brandon on Facebook. And also we have, we're on the Twitter X and also on the Twitch platform, Kick, and the Huddle Sports Network we're also on as well. Also, we are sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. Give him a call today and call him for all your real estate needs. And our new sponsor, Carey Insurance Company, call Steve at Carey for all your insurance needs in the Delmarva area, Delaware, Maryland area, around Ocean City and whatnot. 302-642-6001. Give Steve a call today. That number again, 302-642-6001. Life, auto, home, all insurance needs. Call Carey Insurance today. All right, Pensman, let's get started. Fire coaches. Arkansas's coach stepped down after the game last week that they blew, and now we have a situation where we now have Bobby Petrino back as a head coach once again. He was announced as the new head coach right after the coach there at Arkansas stepped away. Your thoughts on Bobby Petrino coming back to college football?
First of all, almost human. It happens. Okay, just relax. Just calm down. Just take a deep breath, and everything will be just fine. So just there's no need for that, but just relax. All right, things happen. It's called computers. So just relax. But with that, we like to see what he does. We'll see if what he does. We'll see if he can get back in the winning formula. We'll see what he does with that roster. It's kind of interesting to see. So we'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Sports Nuts, I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Almost Human, thank you for tuning in as well. And thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate it. We got it handled. All right. And we got, let's see what we got here. All right. We got the Sports Nuts. Thank you. I cannot stand that guy. He is not welcome in Atlanta. Yes, I know. I know about his deal with the Falcons when he put sticky notes up on people's lockers and said he was resigning.
I thought he was gonna participate in that.
Oh yeah,
he was trashed in Atlanta.
Oh, absolutely, and Miami as well. The Dolphins, if you remember Nick Saban, you mentioned his name. Oh my gosh, people go bananas. You mentioned him. You mentioned Dave Wannstedt. You mentioned
what's that saying you say? I can't remember. Something about change of atmosphere.
Yeah, change of atmosphere does a lot of good.
That's it. It
can do it with coaches, PENSMAN, and it can do it with players. I mean, I've said that many times. A change of atmosphere. Maybe this time around, Bobby Petrino will learn his lesson not to play games, not to horse around with somebody else's wife or whatever the heck he was doing. He had this lady from the athletic department on a motorcycle when he crashed it. I mean, there were some things that he did that were not very good, and maybe he's redeemed himself. The older you get, sometimes the more you redeem yourself. But Bobby Petrino back as a head coach. Marshall, I want to thank Brandon for this. Somebody in Marshall stepped away. I believe it was the athletic director or whatever. I'm going to get that up right now from Brandon. He sent that to me yesterday about the other day about what happened. So. Let me see if I can find it here. There we go. Let me see here. He sent me this thing about this coach at Marshall who stepped away, or somebody stepped away there as well. College coaches getting fired all across the board. Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. We kind of saw that coming, PENSMAN. Your thoughts on Mike Gundy?
About time.
Yeah. Their program has gone down the toilet. And a little bit with him. Sometimes the same old voice doesn't work either. That's another thing I've always said.
The AD at Marshall is stepping down at the end of the year instead of 2026.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, Brandon, for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. All right. The college football show here. We're going to be here till the end of January, the bowl season, until it's satisfied. I had some issues today with these banners, trying to get them up. The guy that does my banners don't put the right thing in there, and in the video, so we couldn't do an opening video, and we couldn't do the banner because I don't have the right, I guess what you call it, platform or whatever the hell it is. But I'll get it straightened out by next week. We'll have that done as well. All right.
And I just want to let you know that Tiger Stripes Media is having issues. That's why Tiger Stripes Media is not here. Apparently his power is out, so that's why Tiger Stripes is not here this week. But next week he should be here. I'll make sure he's here next week.
Oh yeah. Okay, PENSMAN, let's go over some games here. Iowa State versus Cincinnati. This is going to be a big blowout today. I think that we're going to see a blowout here. Cincinnati's not that good of a football team. Scott Satterfield is their head coach, formerly from Louisville. Pitt beat them, I believe, last year by a few points, and it was one of them games where it's better to be lucky than good, like I always say there as well. Iowa State is ranked 14th in the country. They Matt Campbell, Dan Campbell's brother's been doing a pretty good job there. What's your thoughts on this game, Iowa State versus Cincinnati?
Iowa State wins, and yeah, that I agree. Sports Nuts. I was gonna say 42-20, but 34-17 works too as well. But yeah, Iowa State is their offense is good. They got good RPO going. The quarterback's good. So but Cincinnati, yeah, they need help.
Yeah, they do. And since they should have stayed in the AAC because they
Yeah,
were doing really
they were
good there.
dominating that division.
Yes, they were dominating that conference, and now they're in the Big 12, and they're losing a ton of games here, and it's really terrible. You know what I mean, or whatever that they're
Because
going.
the NCAA doesn't think that the Big 12 is stronger, but they
Yeah,
don't think
the Big
about that.
12 is stronger. Iowa State's a good football team. They got a few good teams there. West Virginia stunk up the joint, last week or whatever. Yeah, the other night they stunk up the joint. They lost. So West Virginia and everybody, including yourself, Pensman, me, Smoking Jim Frazier, several people. Next week, Smoking Jim joins us by phone, by the way. He's going to join you and Brian and I next week. He said prior obligations, he would have come on. He loves college football. He's a scout by trade. Right. He's a freelance scout. He's been doing it for 40 years, and he's one of the best in the business. And he does go out and scout around the country, and he can tell us about players, teams and everything. He's very well versed on that stuff. So Smoking Jim will be joining us, and Smoking Jim is my co-host on the Sports Corner show every Tuesday at 4:00. I do want to mention today
and Wrestle Talk too,
and Wrestle Talk as well. Yes, he is. And, there you go. And also this afternoon, 2:00. Don't forget, 12:50 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. And just because you don't live in the Pittsburgh area or the Western Pennsylvania area, you can still listen online at 12:50 The Answer, pgh.com. The Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. So there you are. All right. Let's get into some more of these games here, Pensman, and those of you out there, you can put your scores up. You can also put up your predictions of who you think is going to win some of these games today. Let me look here what we got here on Twitter. I'm sorry, not on Twitter, on Facebook here. I know Brandon is here. Anyone else that's interested, we'll take in your comments. Emails at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. It does say here, I do have an email from a steady watcher of all my shows and a steady contributor to all my shows as well. Steve from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He says, Ralph, I enjoy all of your material. I'm wishing you the best of luck in your pursuit of your show with Tony. We will talk about that later on before we leave the show. Today, I have some announcements to make in regards to some changes possibly coming in RW Media Productions. All right. Kentucky, Georgia. Georgia kind of squeaked out that game. What was it, last week or something, Pensman there? And Kentucky always has a good defense. Your thoughts on this game? I'm taking Georgia in here. I like Georgia. No matter what happens, they seem to squeak out some of these games.
Kentucky's not strong enough. They're not.
They usually have a good defense, though, don't they?
They do. We're talking about Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
Georgia.
They're not even close to the level of Georgia.
All right. Yep. All right. Next, let's go to Virginia, Louisville. Louisville beat Pitt last week, obviously. Virginia won a big game. They beat I can't remember who they beat. I think it was Notre Dame or somebody. So
Sportsnet says Georgia will win 28-14. Kentucky looks like ducks out of the water.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Yeah, that's a good comment by Brandon. Actually, if I knew Brandon was going to be on today, I should have brought him on this morning, but I know he's always busy with his family obligations. So, with the weekends and all that. All right. Brandon will be joining me. I will be talking with him possibly this coming Tuesday or the following Tuesday. I'm gonna have Brandon on the Sports Corner show with myself and Smoking Jim Frazier. We got a lot to talk about. NFL, college football, the baseball playoffs going on right now. A lot of stuff going on in sports across the country. Okay, Illinois, number 22, they slipped because of losing, getting practically blown up by Indiana.
Yep.
Indiana came to play in that game. I took Illinois. I got egg on my face. I should know better, PENSMAN, because Kurt Signetti, I know the Signetti family, except for Frank in the last couple of years with Pitt, didn't do a really good job as an offensive coordinator. But the Signetti's got a very good reputation in Western Pennsylvania, coaching at IUP. And, oh, by the way, did you hear that they were putting up some porta potties at IUP, all around IUP? Do you know why?
Because they had to go.
No, because I, and UP. You get it? Yeah, I and UP. Hang on a minute. I got to do this. All right, I and UP. There you go. So
there you go. That works.
I had to come up with some kind of a college joke today, and that was one of them. So
you know it. You had to.
That's right. You're exactly correct. All right. Illinois, Purdue. You know what? Purdue might upset Illinois today if Illinois doesn't get back on track here. But
I can see that. That's what I was thinking. I can see that.
Yeah. And I hope that they do, because I like Illinois. So I think I hope that they get back on track this week. I believe I picked them as far as picks go. All right, your team, Michigan versus Wisconsin, as we used to say. Wisconsin has been a disappointment this year. Luke Fickell's team not looking good. Just a bad team this year. They don't have a lot of talent. Normally, for Wisconsin team, they usually have a pretty good. Let's see, Sports Nuts here.
Oh yeah, definitely Sports Nuts, definitely.
Virginia wins that game against Louisville. We'll see. Tony Elliott got that team rolling right now. Let's see what happens with them. Former offensive coordinator with Purdue. There you go. Has them in an upset. That could happen. That Illinois right now is falling a little bit. I was surprised they didn't give Indiana a better game. Wisconsin's not doing real well. Your thoughts on this game, Michigan? I know you're going to take Michigan here. I see Michigan blowing them out. I hate to say it.
It all depends on how Bryce Underwood plays. It all depends on how he does. If he's protected and he has time in the pocket, I think we'll be fine. Our defense steps up. We had a signature move, finally our significant win before the bye. So if we can carry on with that, and hopefully that bye doesn't affect our momentum. Hopefully it don't, but I don't see Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not what they used to be.
Okay, Texas, Florida. This might be the game Arch Manning has a better game. I mean, he's been putting up some reasonable stats, but not the Heisman Trophy stats that everybody predicted, okay, or some of the pundits out there think that it's the case. But look, Texas versus Florida. I'm taking Texas in this game. Florida hasn't been good since Steve Spurrier was the head coach there, and whatnot. Mullins wasn't a bad coach. Urban Meyer was a good coach.
That's what I was going to say. They haven't been bad. They haven't been good since Urban Meyer was there.
No, Ron Zook, he tried, but they weren't happy with 9-3 every year.
Texas 28 and Florida 10.
Well, yeah, I see this being the game that maybe Arch Manning breaks out. I really do, because Florida's good, but they're not that good. You know what I mean?
Billy gets his pink slip today.
That could happen. I mean, the way they're firing coaches right now, that just could happen. I mean, it's getting really tough, and I got to tell you, in Pittsburgh here,
breaking news! Mike Tomlin's getting his pink slip before the Cleveland Browns next week.
Yeah, right. Hey, Brandon, I got to tell you this right now. I got swampland for sale in Florida with alligators in it. You want to buy it? That's how much of a chance somebody buying that property that Mike Tomlin gets fired. All right. Boise State versus Notre Dame. What do you see here, PENSMAN? Boise State versus
this is gonna be a close game, but I got Notre Dame winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, they slipped too. They had a couple of bad losses here. They've slipped. Boise State, Dirk Cutter is their offensive coordinator. I wouldn't. I'm going to take Notre Dame here. but it's going to be a dogfight because Boise State, as I mentioned, Dirk
How
Cutter.
do you have them 44-24? How do you have that?
Who? Notre Dame, he says?
Yeah, he has them winning 44-24. I don't think that.
No, I think it's going to be a dogfight, Brandon.
Yeah,
Believe that.
it's going to be a lot closer than 20 points there, bro.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Texas A&M, my man, Mike Elko. Oh my gosh, Texas A&M, number 6 in the country. Mike Elko, the head coach. Mississippi State, here and there. You know what I mean? I don't see them doing anything. I see this game.
I hate Boise State. I know.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Boise State, so But anyway, all right. I missed one game in between here, but we're going to talk about this anyway. Let me go into that. Hold on a second. Let me get this back. All right. Next, we have. Hold on. Let me show this game here.
He has A&M winning 28-21.
Yeah. That's probably where it's going to be. Mike Elko's team has a very good defense. They also they're well known for their defense. This is the game of the day here. Vanderbilt versus Alabama. This is going to be a dogfight here. Vanderbilt.
Can I say something about this game?
Go ahead.
Vanderbilt is really good, and I watched the BYU and West Virginia game last night. They said they haven't been this good since Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio did put up numbers with the Yankees back in those days. So if they're talking about Joe DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig back in those days, it's been a long time since Vanderbilt did something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it has been. It's been a very long time. Their football team hasn't been good in a long, long time, as you mentioned. Okay, here we go. This game, now, Penn State could get caught in a lurch here, although I don't see that happening. UCLA fired their coach. They're in shambles right now. Penn State versus useless LA, down in useless LA's, down in California there. Penn State, I think, is going to blow them out. I don't see useless LA doing anything here. What do you think?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think
James Franklin's been known to blow games.
We'll see. They lost last week to Oregon, so we'll see what happens.
I had. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute here. I had. Okay, never mind. All right.
Penn State 44, UCLA 10.
Yeah, that's it. That could happen. Then again, we'll see. All right, here we go. This is going to be a major blowout here. Oklahoma versus Kent State. Oklahoma's had an easy schedule. They play Temple. They played easy games. And now they're playing Kent State.
Hey.
What?
Behave. We gave them a fight. We lost, but we fought.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But like I said,
that's why it's like, hey.
Hey. I like that. I like when people I like when there's a problem and people would go, hey. You ever see that? You ever notice that? They go, hey.
Yeah, but Michigan they gave Oklahoma the run for their money.
Yeah.
A couple miscues, and Michigan would have beaten Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah, Michigan, they beat themselves, and that happens.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to deny it. All right, this is another game. That's the game of the day or the game of the week here. Miami versus up-and-coming Florida State. Mike, their coach down here in Florida State. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, he's got him up and coming against Miami, who is ranked number 3 in the country. Miami has actually beat some teams that I didn't think they could beat. They've surprised me this year without Cam Ward. And Smoking Jim Frazier told me that this quarterback they got this year for Miami is better than the one they had last year, whatever. So, but let's take a look at this game here. I take Miami in this game. Your thoughts on Miami versus Florida State of the Florida War? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Miami has it.
Yeah, so do I. All right, let's go with Ohio State versus Minnesota. This is going to be a complete blowout. Minnesota's not that good this year.
Hold on, Ralph. Is he talking about Beck?
Yeah.
Carson Beck. He's saying that Carson Beck is better than Ward.
Well, he's saying he manages the game better than Ward. He said Cam Ward was going to be a bust in the NFL, and he is. But look at the team.
Florida State wins 107-10.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Hey, Brandon, I still got that land for sale in Florida if you want to buy it. Or I got a better chance of getting struck by lightning than Florida State beat Miami today. I don't see that happening. So you know what Brandon's doing? He's doing like Smoking Jim Frazier. Smoking Jim comes up with these outrageous scores like 70-5 or something like that. He'll come up
He
with.
said his daughter came up with that score.
Oh, very good. I like that, Brandon. I like that a lot. That's great. All right. Let me see here if there's any other games I missed here, which I will go. We'll go over some more of them. Let's go over some of the games from last week. Florida State lost to Virginia. That was an upset there. Tony Elliott, again, as I mentioned, that was, I think, his biggest win in a long time. Virginia hasn't done anything for a while. Bronco Mendenhall was their head coach. He stepped away, and they brought in Tony Elliott. And this is his third season, I believe, and it's time for Virginia to come around. They came around last week with that. Your thoughts on Virginia, Florida State game last week?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was. That's nice. That's nice. No, I'm reading a comment, but that's nice.
Oh, yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah, but anyway, the Virginia, they didn't. You never know what they're going to get, and you should have known that was going to happen. So,
Richard Miller report. Thank you, Cyberuski as well. Thank you for being part of the show. I don't care what he does on his end of things. All right, and then I want to thank the. Okay, what do we have?
Can we talk about one game? What happened to West Virginia last night? Did they even show up last night?
No, they did not.
If you guys didn't see, BYU had their way with West Virginia badly.
Yes. Yeah, that was a game last night that I didn't see it, but I heard it was bad. I watched some of the Richie Rodriguez, Richie Rod, I call him, press conference. I told everybody, this is going to be another Johnny Majors. And those of you who don't know who Johnny Majors is, he used to coach Tennessee. I believe he took him to a national championship, took Pitt to the national championship back in 1976. Pitt, in their infinite wisdom, in 1996, decided to bring him back. Oh, Johnny comes marching home. We're going to do this, that, and whatever. Well, what they failed to realize was that Johnny Majors got stabbed in the back by Philip Fulmer. Fulmer ran him out of Tennessee. He wasn't doing that good there to begin with. And he came to Pitt and did absolutely nothing. So Richie Rod, in his second term, tenure here now with West Virginia, is doing nothing because Neil Brown, when he left or he got fired, what happened there is that he left the cupboard bare. Richie Rod had nothing there to work with. Everything he's got of all the players that he has, PENSMAN, they're all transfers from everywhere. He's got 80-some players on that team, and of those 80-some players, 95% of them are all transfers from the transfer portal. That's nice and all, but it takes a while to get continuity when you have a diverse amount or whatever what they call numerous players that come in the transfer portal. You have to bond them together, and it's going to take them a couple years to get that done. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. This year's a wash for them. I mean, they got lucky against Pitt because Pitt wasn't prepared, but that's going to be a wash. Go ahead, tell me what the sports notes is saying here, because
What do you think about Brown University upsetting Rhode Island, who was at 10?
Yeah, Rhode Island
in the nation. They were 10th in the nation.
Yeah, they have a good football team, Rhode Island. They really do, and I think that's an upset. That's a really good upset too.
Scott blocked Josh and the ladies. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I heard about that. Just because
sorry, 1981.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's go over some of last week's games, and we'll get into some more games here. Let's look at USC lost to Illinois last week. Illinois finally got back into the fray a little bit, but they're still a little down from that loss to Indiana. Georgia Tech, they're on a roll. They beat Wake Forest, but they beat them by 1 point. Okay, by 1 point. Wake Forest is not a bad football team. This year, I think they're going to be down a little bit, but they always come to battle, and so they're a pretty decent football team. Texas A&M squeaked it out 16-10 against Auburn. And Ole Miss. How about Ole Miss beating LSU 24-19? Brian Kelly is another James Franklin. He has a bad habit of blowing games that he probably should win, or he can't win the big game either. He's another one.
Sports Nut says Georgia Tech could make a splash on the CFB.
Yeah, they can. I think they will. Tennessee, Mississippi State. Tennessee 41, Mississippi State 34. A dogfight there, but Tennessee still pulled it out. Oregon 30, Penn State 24. Can't win the big game. What's Ty Bruschi up to now?
You read the comment, you'll see. I don't know what to tell you, man. You make your bed, and that's what happens. Just make sure you tuck yourself in, and you made yourself that. So,
well, I'm going to say this. I do check out the shows. If I see those guys on there, then that means somebody's not telling the truth here.
Yep.
Let me see. All right, last week BYU beat Colorado. Colorado with Deion Sanders this year, they're kind of down in doldrums a little bit. They haven't really done well. Missouri 42, UMass 6. I got a trivia question for you, PENSMAN. You're a Steeler guy. You cover the Steelers like I do, and we do a post game show. No post game show this week.
James Franklin can't get it done, y'all. There's that Southern thing. He always struggles in the big games. I think he's 4-19 at top 10 matchups.
Yeah. So, all right. Here we go. Let's talk about UMass here. I got a trivia question for everybody. Who was once who? And I'll give you a small hint. He used to coach. He was a head coach in the NFL. He has won a Super Bowl, and he was also an offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was the head coach at UMass. Who is it?
Tiger Stripes Media says, good morning. Hey, Ralph, Addison picked up UMass this week.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, good morning, Tiger Stripes Media. Sorry you couldn't be on the air with us today. I know you got some situations with your power. I hope everything goes well.
I know this.
All right.
I know the answer. I just can't think of it.
Okay. He was liked by Ben Roethlisberger, and they fired him.
Is it Todd Haley?
No. Todd Haley stinks. No, it wasn't.
I can't think of it.
Bruce Arians is the
answer. That's it.
He was the head coach at UMass.
Yeah, him and Bruce were tight.
Yeah, they were, and they're still tight. I mean, they still break bread, and so that's good to hear. That's good to know. But yeah, Bruce Arians, he was once the head coach at UMass, and
I had a overcast or something. I just couldn't think of it.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes we all wake up in the morning with a brain fart. I had an argument last night with customer service for something that connected with my wife last night, and I don't want to go into it. I've tried to stay out of arguments. I've been trying to keep myself calm over the years, and I've done a pretty good job of it. But lately, some things have come up that make me go off the wall here a little bit, and so it affected my, I really can't stand that stuff. Okay, next week. Let's go into some games next week. South Carolina versus LSU. I think there's going to be an upset here in this game, PENSMAN. LSU, I'm not a Brian Kelly fan here. South Carolina's not doing too bad. Last couple of years, they've been pretty good. What do you think of this game for next week?
I got LSU beating South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I smell upset. You ever smell? I smell something. I smell an upset. I think South Carolina.
Sports Nut says 34-31.
LSU, or is he? He's taking LSU. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any comment about Addison picking up UMass this week? Do you have any comments for that?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But I'm glad that's happening there, or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had a comment for that.
Yeah. I really don't. I mean, I don't follow UMass very often, but when they play major teams, I do. You know,
Right.
Georgia versus Auburn next week. This game here, I don't know. Auburn can be hit and miss. Georgia, of course, is going to win this game. Alabama versus Missouri. This is going to be an interesting game. Missouri,
I got Missouri winning that one.
that could happen. Alabama could get upset, not once but 2 times. But you know what? I got to give DeBow a lot of credit. He's been his team has been pulling it out, despite the fact that he might be on a hot seat. They don't start doing something soon here. I mean, I'm talking big time. You know, Washington State versus Ole Miss. I always take Ole Miss. I like Lane Kiffin. You know, so
Sportsnet says Missouri wins 27-24 over
yeah,
Alabama.
yeah. I think that's going to be the case. I agree with him on that one.
Yeah.
That's going to be you know, that's going to work out very well there. Iowa State versus Colorado. I see Iowa State blowing them out.
Are you serious?
No,
Colorado?
not blowing them out, but not blowing them out. But let's say I see Iowa State winning that game. Why? You think Colorado's going to beat them? Colorado don't have that good of a football team this year.
I think their defense might hold down the fort.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, could be a dogfight. We'll see. Oklahoma versus Texas. That's another good game. Texas,
I might watch that game.
That's going to be an interesting game here. Now, here's another one. I don't smell an upset here. Skip Holtz is a executive assistant to this team. As you know, he coached the Birmingham Stallions of the UFL, who, by the way, is doing another restructuring. We're going to talk about that next year when the new season starts for the UFL. We're going to talk about that. We'll get into some UFL on the Saturday Sports Show next year. Always love to talk about the UFL. You know, a lot of people don't cover that very much, but they're talking about restructuring. They're talking about moving teams around and doing it again. They should. You know, I really wish they would leave well enough alone. I mean, I really do. But here's what shocks me to death. What's going on down in Birmingham? I mean, why in the world are they not supporting this football team? I mean, I don't get it. You know, the UFL tickets are not that expensive. I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if it's the economy. What is it? I mean, you know, I know the University of Alabama Birmingham is coached by Trent Dilfer. I do know he coaches there. I don't know what their momentum is down there, but you know, for them to want to move teams around again, that's a little out of control there. But anyway, Michigan versus USC next week. I know Michigan, you know, but USC sometimes can be tough. You know? That's going to be an interesting game. It's at USC at the Coliseum. We'll find out what happens there.
I have Michigan winning, but they gotta play. They can't make any mistakes.
How about this game here? Utah versus Arizona State. Arizona State's on a roll. They got a good young team.
I got Arizona winning that.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game there. Indiana versus Oregon. Oh, here we go. What a game this is going to be. These two teams are very offensive oriented. Kurt Signetti's got Indiana on a roll. He's worth every penny they're paying him. They gave him a raise, signed him to a new contract. I told you about the Signetti family, the father.
But you can't sleep on Oregon though.
Yeah, I heard some stories about Dan Lanning. I heard he's very arrogant. I heard he's like a Pat Narduzzi for Pitt, very arrogant. The only difference is Dan Manning wins there. That's the difference between Dan Lanning and Pat Narduzzi at Pitt. You know, Pat Narduzzi. Yeah, I have no confidence Pitt's going to beat Boston College today. Although you know, it's at Acrisure Stadium. I don't know what the crowd will be. They had low crowds for years there. They sold out the Duquesne game, which for what reasons I don't know. But anyway, they have to play Notre Dame this year. If Pat Narduzzi doesn't have a good season and they blow it again like they did last year, I see him getting fired. And I do know from some alum friends that I have on the alum committee, or you know, that deal with that. They said that they're pulling out their wallets and looking at their bank accounts, maybe even mortgaging their homes to pay off Pat Narduzzi's buyout clause. So, Kansas versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech wins that game.
Easy.
Yeah. Arizona versus BYU. We saw what they did to West Virginia. I see BYU blowing them out as well. All right. Any thoughts on any of these games, Pensman? Any thoughts that you want to add before we move on?
Just can't sleep on Oregon. They beat Penn State in double overtime last week, so you never know. Oregon might keep the ball rolling.
Well, you know what? Oregon kind of got lucky because Penn State made some boneheaded mistakes.
They did.
James Franklin, for some strange reason, gets outcoached a lot, and I mean, he's like a Mike Tomlin. He gets outcoached a lot, and he got outcoached again by Dan Lanning last week, and it was sad because they have, as they always do, a whiteout and a full skill crowd pumped up, ready to go at Penn State. It was unhappy Valley last week after that game. So, I mean, but we'll see if Penn State picks it up this week. We will find out. I mean, so, but anyway, any more, anything you want to add? I'm going to look at some of the games here.
We pretty much covered what we want to cover.
Yeah, as far as that goes. Let's look into the ACC, which I like because Pitt's in it. But let's look at the ACC. Let's take a look at the Big Ten real quick here. We'll look at that as well. But let's look at the Big Ten first, and then we'll look at the ACC a little bit. Big Ten football, some key games probably coming up. We just went over some of the major games that we were looking at this week. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what we got. All right. Okay. Let's see here. And games for this week.
Sportsnet says Utah should win 21-17.
Yeah. I don't. Okay. Records for this week's game. We already talked about Michigan, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 2-2. Michigan 3-1. Let's take a look at Penn State, UCLA. We know about that. UCLA stinks. I don't think they could beat the Mean Machine if they tried. Washington and Maryland. Maryland's not that good of a football team. They haven't been in a long time. They're another team. They're like Rutgers. They shouldn't even be in this conference. Rutgers and Maryland should be in the ACC or in the AAC or one of them, or the MAC conference, one of them division or conferences. They don't seem to be able to make it. Although Rutgers is starting to peak a little bit as well. All right, let's look at. Washington. We already went into that. No. Washington versus Maryland. Washington's going to win that game. We got Northwestern playing Michigan State versus Nebraska. That's going to be an interesting game. PENSMAN, Matt Rule and his team. Nebraska's, they're doing okay with Matt Rule, but they haven't been relevant since Tom Osborne. Your thoughts on that one?
I got Nebraska winning that one.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's going to be an interesting game. All right, let's take a look at.
I'm impressed what Nebraska's done though.
Yeah. Matt Rule made a comeback. He went to the NFL. He blew it there. What do we got at the bottom here? Below
that's me.
Oh, okay. Well, what about this? No. Pensman's my monitor, folks. So he monitors all my.
The last thing you put down was Utah. Sportsnet has Utah. You won in 21-17, and I'm trying to get us to our numbers. That's all. That's all that's on the bottom.
Yeah. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channels, and also our Facebook pages, our Twitter X platform. Follow us on Twitter X. And I told you today I had some special announcements, but we're going to get into that real soon here. First, ACC, Clemson versus North Carolina. Bill Belichick versus Dabo Swinney. Your thoughts on this one, Pensman? This is going to be a game here. What do you think?
I think Clemson wins, but Belichick's got his way, so we'll see how North Carolina plays. But I think Clemson wins by a touchdown.
Wake Forest versus Virginia Tech. Tech fired their coach. I take Wake Forest in this one. What do you think?
I got Wake Forest winning.
Oh, so do I. Syracuse versus SMU. Fran Brown's got Syracuse moving along. They lost a couple games this year. SMU is a good football team. They do a very good job of recruiting. They were in the championship hunt last year. What do you think?
I could see SMU beating Syracuse.
Yeah, I see that as well.
I said
Syracuse is good. Could, yeah. But you know what? I was watching a movie, a Clint Eastwood movie that I love, and I watched it a lot over and over again. It's a great movie by him. Any Which Way You Can. And if you saw when he was in that bare knuckle fight with that guy with the guy that he was fighting, and the guy said to him, "You're good, but you're not good enough." Syracuse is good, but they're not good enough. You know, that's exactly where Syracuse is at on that one there. All right, let's go into Virginia versus Louisville. Louisville came off a lucky win against Pitt because Pitt blew it last week. They beat themselves, and
I can see Louisville winning this game.
Yeah, that could happen, but Virginia's momentum is there after their
win
last week.
I know.
We're gonna find
their
out.
momentum's there, but Louisville's can be scary.
All right, here we go. I'm laughing at this game, and the only reason I'm laughing at this game is because, hang on a minute. My battery went dead on this thing. No, maybe not. I don't know. I can't quite tell. Let me see. But anyway, NC State versus Campbell. I'm taking Campbell in this game.
We'll see.
I'm taking Campbell. So
they got to eat their soup before they play.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay. Campbell versus NC State. NC State at home. They always win down in Raleigh. One of my favorite cities, by the way, is Raleigh. So I love Raleigh. Almost moved there, but I didn't. I chose Ocean City instead. I like the boardwalk more than I do. I mean, I like Raleigh, but so. All right, let's look at let me see what else we got here. ACC. That's the only key games that I'm looking at there. We'll get into some more there. All right. PENSMAN, any final thoughts on anything you want to talk about here before we wrap the show up? Because I have some announcements to make before we wrap it up. And this is our debut show. Welcome to the College Football Show. We're here every Saturday, 10 a.m. with me, Ralph Williams, PENSMAN Sports, and Brian Pettit. Brian has contributed in the comments section. Next week, we're going to work on getting a couple guests on with us. Leo Haggerty's on assignment with Amped Up Sports.
I have a question for you. Are you happy with the power rankings and the everything that's going on? Like, is there any team that is ranked higher or lower? Like, are you happy with all the rankings that you see?
I guess. I mean, sometimes here the thing that bothers me is you get a team. All right, let's say for instance Penn State, or let's say for instance Pitt starts creeping into the top 25. As soon as they get a loss, they creep out. But then they keep a certain team in there that maybe lost 2 games to 2 major colleges, and they don't move anywhere. And that's where I think the top 25 in college football anymore sometimes can be a little bit of a political thing. I don't like the rankings as they are. I think some of the stuff is very unfair. You got teams like Indiana who now finally are starting to creep up. Last year they started making some noise, and there are teams who basically just it's just the way it is right now. I'm going to take a look at this here. We got the power rankings. You've got Ohio State at number 1. You have Utah at number 2. You have Miami at number 3. Ole Miss at number 4. Oklahoma 5. Texas A&M number 6. And then at number 7 you got Penn State. I don't get why Penn State's at number 7 when they have basically blew it last week against Oregon. They should have dropped a little bit more, wouldn't you think?
I would think they go to 10.
Yeah, that could be. You got Indiana at number 8. Indiana deserves to be there. They've been working hard. Texas at number 9. Alabama at number 10. Alabama's always going to be in the top 25. I don't care how many games they lose. It seems like they're always there with that. I believe this is Tennessee here at number 11. Number 12 is Georgia. LSU at number 13. 14 is Iowa State. No, I'm sorry, not Tennessee. That was Texas A&M, I believe, at number 11. Yeah, Texas A&M. Tennessee's at 15. Vanderbilt, who's having a Cinderella season this year, is at number 16. Georgia Tech at 17. Notre Dame slipped. They were a little bit higher. They're down to 21 now. See, that's what I'm talking about, PENSMAN. You got teams that maybe I think it's BYU creeped in there. They're at number 23. Virginia this week because of that win last week has creeped at number 24, and it's just at number 22. You got Illinois, and so it's just some basic things here that are where they are, and so we'll go from there. But there you go. There's your AP poll. That's from Associated Press. All right. So, we used to, back in the day, there used to be this big thing about who had the best 25, top 25. Used to have all kinds of, like UPI, the ESPN. You have all these different ones. But I just basically like the UP or the AP one. All right, let's get into some announcements here. I'm getting ready to rearrange my schedule here, and the reason why is because there's some different things going on. Possibly, I may be moving the Ralph's Opinion show to Streaker Radio. I had talked about moving this show to Spreaker Radio, but I don't want to break up the momentum on social media here with this. Ralph's Opinion may go to Streaker Radio. I am working with Streaker Radio to move a couple shows, so we'll see what goes on. My YouTube prowess with the Wrestle Talk show and the Sports Corner show have not worked out like I thought they would. So what I'm going to possibly do is maybe move them to Streaker Radio. But somehow or another, something's going to give. I have to look at the software. I've not had the opportunity to really take much of a look at it. I have a free trial. I will look at it. And when I do, I will make a decision as to what show will go on Spreaker Radio, all right, or two. All depends on what's going on. Spreaker is a internet radio station that is on iHeart, that goes on iHeartRadio, and they're very good at what they do. Okay, now here's what's going on later on this afternoon at 2:00. Don't forget about the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier, and Luther Dupree and Claudia Rosano. We are on 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial if you live in Western Pennsylvania. If you want to check it out on the internet, 1250theanswerpgh.com, or also don't forget to check it out on Google. Scroll down to Radio Stations USA and click 1250 The Answer, and then go to the arrow, click that, and you can tune in as well. 2:00 this afternoon, 2 to 3 every Saturday. We're beating the odds, which I should play that song from Molly Hatchet, beating the odds, because we're beating them. All right, we are beating the odds, something big time. All right, let's see. All right, on Facebook here, we have Brandon, who's also there. Courtney Grozniak says that we are silly. Good vibes. Love to see it. God bless you. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate it. So for tuning in, she's from Pittsburgh. I still have my audience in Pittsburgh, believe it or not, even though now I live in Ocean City, Maryland, at Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland. I actually live a little outside Ocean City. If you're coming to Ocean City this weekend, Country Calling. They had it last night. Brooks and Dunn was in performance. This weekend, they have some big-time bands. So if you want to come down to Ocean City or check it out, I will be here in my own home, relaxing and enjoying my night and listening to the music, sitting on my front deck. That's how loud it is. So, and that's how close I am to Ocean City. But guess what? I'm not sitting in all that traffic and being involved in all that mess. I'm not doing it. All right, here we go. All right, you see this? I am not moving from 1250, but on Saturdays, 1250 The Answer, 8 a.m., which was just on this morning, the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. We are expanding. We will be possibly, I have my radio agent working it out. We will be on 620 WKHB Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Times to be announced. We're looking at 2 p.m. Wednesday, we're looking at a live call-in show at 2 o'clock. And then on Friday at 11 a.m. 620 WKHB, the expansion of the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, coming soon. My radio agent's working things out with the station. I had a nice big conversation with the station yesterday. Had a nice phone chat with them. My agent's working on everything there. So we're expanding the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. It will still be on Saturday on AM 1250. 2 stations, 5 shows. Check it out. The Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, Western Pennsylvania. We're going to take it by storm. And here's the thing I'm doing here. If you watch my Ralph report that I put out last night, and I have to upload it onto YouTube. I didn't do that last night because I was busy with some other issues in my life here. What's on the comment section there, Pensman? Go ahead.
Sports Nuts says, let's get RW Media to 1,000 followers on Twitter and 3,000
Yes.
on YouTube.
Yes. Thank you for that, Sports Nuts, because I'm trying to get to 4,000 by the end of the year. I would love to be that way, but I don't think that's going to happen. Or at 3,000, I'm at 2,300 and some change right now. So let's at least try to do that, and let's get me some Twitter followers. My Twitter followers, Pensman, kind of goes up and down, up and down. I don't know why. It's like your car going up and down on a lift whenever it's in the shop. Rodney Dangerfield once said, "My car has more miles on it vertically than horizontal because it's always on the lift going up and down, up and down." But that does happen. All right, let's and what I want to say is the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm very angry, and I have what they call karma situation here with Pittsburgh. I was treated like a redheaded stepchild by the media there, by the professional teams and everything else. Well, I got a little present for everybody. Okay. I am coming for KDK's ratings. I'm going after them. I'm going to take their ratings by Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno's show. They decided to hire a couple boobs to be on that have a show that is they have no talent. They're terrible. Their show is boring. And so I think that KDK Radio in her infinite wisdom should hire Tony and I to put our show on KDK. But since they won't, we have to do something different. So we're going to be on WKHB. I'm coming for KDK. I'm coming for your ratings. I'm coming for your audience, and I'm coming for your sponsors. I just want you to know, since you won't hire me. And here's what I have for you, KDK. Here's what I have for you. I become big time, which I will. My shows are going to be going syndicated. My Ralph's Opinion show is real close to going syndicated. I had some issues with my health. I had to go to Pittsburgh. Things got a little put on the shelf a little bit, but I'm working with a radio guy, and my Ralph's Opinion show is going syndicated across the country. When I become famous, KDK, I don't want you. I don't want my show on your network. I don't want nothing. You had your opportunity and you blew it. All right, and you blew it. You have your opportunity now and you blew it. Okay, so now I'm coming for you. I'm going to be on WKHB 4 days a week, and then I want to be on 1250 on Saturdays. 2 stations, 5. Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. We're going to spread our name all over the place. Why, Pensman? Because I'm Ralph Williams. Yeah. Let me talk to you. All right. So I just want to let everyone know that is my goal behind all this. All right. I'm going on Spreaker Radio. All right. I'm not getting off of social media. I'm keeping the shows on social media that draw a lot of fans, draw a lot of viewers. All right. Some of my shows are disappointing with viewers. The Sports Corner show is also the wrestling show. You got guys doing wrestling shows right now that have no talent. And you got a lot of guys with some BS shows on YouTube and all that gain 10,000 viewers and subscribers. But Pensman and I and Brian Pettit, some of the other ones, we can't seem to do that. And I don't know what we're doing wrong. There has been some folks out there that say we need to do this, this, and this. I don't have the time to be on social media. That's why I hire people to help me out with some stuff. And, I've got an agency right now that I might possibly be working with that might be able to help me, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go that direction because, it involves money, which I don't have. So,
Sports Nuts says, get your popcorn ready, y'all. We're coming.
Yes, we are. We are coming. So is Sports Nuts. He's built a great show. And Tiger Stripes Media as well, Brian Pettit, participate in all of our shows. Subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. All right, Pensman Sports as well. Pensman here does some great work. He does New York Yankee games. I'm going to start doing, I think, next week until we get the radio schedule worked out. I'm going to start doing play-by-play or play-by-play for the Raw and SmackDown episodes, and afterwards we're going to have a Ralph report, or I'm going to do a Ralph report after the game, after each Raw and SmackDown. Giving my opinion about.
Good. I got breaking news, everybody.
And then we got the sports.
Yeah, can you bring up one of their comments?
Yeah, I can. Hang on a minute. Let me get it.
I got breaking news just now, but
Is
I
this
just
you
wanted
right
to
here? The
any
last
any any sports nuts. There you go. This
Okay.
channel right here, this guy right here, as he is currently right now as we speaking, is talking to Drew Bledsoe right now about getting on his show. So he
Go,
wanted me to
go, Brandon, man.
he
Yes.
wanted me to advertise it. So
There
just
you go.
want to let everybody know about that.
There you go. You get that, Brandon, too. There you go, buddy. Go get him. Go get him. Drew Bledsoe, man. That is great to have him on. Hey, I tell you what, Sports Nuts has had some great guests on, Pensman. They've had Vince Papali. My friend Claudia Rosano's had him on. So Vince is a very good interview, and it's great. And Sports Nuts, Brandon, you and I are going to have a conversation either this Tuesday or the following Tuesday. I'd like to have you on the show, and come on, we're going to talk about the NFL and the conclusion of our baseball season. And I know this is a college football show, real quick, Pensman, but while I have you, what's your thoughts on the baseball playoffs? Going forward here.
Nerve-wracking. Very, very nerve-wracking. The Yankees are playing the Blue Jays today. I might, depending on what I'm doing, I might live stream the game. I'm not sure yet. The Phillies, Dodgers, they got the Cubs and Brewers, and then we got the Mariners. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. We will see.
I'm surprised the Tigers eliminated the Guardians. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah. I thought the Guardians would do a better job, but so much for that, I guess. The Reds are out too. I was surprised the Reds didn't. Terry Francona has done a really good job getting them up.
And speaking of New York, I gotta put this out. Juan Soto, you wanted to go to the Queens, you wanted to go there. They have $339 million payroll, and you still haven't made the playoffs.
And the Mets stunk up the joint, So yeah, just like the LA Dodgers, Pensman, every year since last year, they spent all that money on talent, and then all the talent got injured. And then they ended up blowing it in the first round of the playoffs or whatever.
Sports Nuts thinks the Mariners can make it to the ALCS against the Yankees. We'll see what happens.
Oh, the Mariners are in this.
Yeah.
Get the heck out of here.
Oh yeah, they've been. Oh yeah,
they haven't been relevant in a long time. Gosh almighty.
But, they got a team to be reckoned with.
Last time I followed the Mariners, Lloyd McClendon was the manager. And I think that's going
back. That's going back.
Now, Lloyd McClendon was the manager.
Yeah, that's going back.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Mariners have a good team.
What's going on with the Sacramento A's? Are they doing any good?
They're not in the playoffs, but they put up a fight though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I call them the Sacramento A's until they go to Las Vegas, and then we'll see where they go.
It's like what Moneyball says. You got Yankees are taking our hearts, and everybody they're the litter. They die. So
when's the exhibition game against the Hackensack Bulls?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything.
No, you don't get the joke, do you?
Keep going.
The joke. Have you ever seen the movie Brewster's Millions?
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I follow you.
The New York Yankees, Richard Pryor pitched. Remember that? Yeah,
I follow you now.
yeah. All right. Anything you want to add before we wrap it up here about our college football debut show today? And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And please understand my rationale as to why I'm expanding my shows on the radio. All right. I'm proving a point to KDKA that they should have hired me and Tony Moreno, or at least, or even hired myself to be on the radio. Instead, they hire a couple boobs who have no idea how to do anything on the radio. So
breaking news: Charlotte could be finalizing a deal to join the Sun Belt Conference, and let's go join the Sun Belt 2029 to 30.
Okay, here I got a trivia question for you. What Steeler players from Charlotte?
I have no idea.
I'll give you a hint. He's a linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah. And he's in the tub right now. You can't help the club if you're in the tub.
Highsmith.
Yes, Alex Highsmith. Yes, you got it right there.
That's the only player I can think of that's in the tub.
Yeah, I can't help the club if you're in the tub. I always say that. So, but yeah, that's funny.
Sportsnet says Harrison.
Oh, no, James Harrison. No, he played for Kent State. He went to Kent State.
But I just want to let everybody know I am at 986 subscribers. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Please. My goal is to get to 1,100 in the next 2 months.
All right. Well, I got to get going here, Pensman, because you know what? For some strange reason, I have what's called a tummy ache, and I don't know why. Maybe I need to eat something. I don't know.
Tums.
You know what? I'm not giving them no play here. They don't pay me for commercials.
Yeah, no.
Forget that. I'm not saying
tums.
Yeah, that commercial. No, I'll tell you what. We had a reliever in Pittsburgh that was a reliever, and I'm sure you remember or you've heard his name, Kenta Colvey. And Kenta Colvey, when it was time for him to come out, Rolaids would actually be the sponsor for him. It's now time for the Rolaids relief, and here comes Kenta Colvey. Every time he came out, they did a Rolaids thing. So yeah. How do you spell relief? Kenta Colvey and Rolaids. So.
Sportsnet says great show. A's as always.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Sports Nuts puts on some great shows, great interviews, and he covers things that you probably wouldn't even think that are covered. Sports that are out there. Teams that are out there, soccer teams that you don't know anything about. And you know what? Sometimes the little guy doesn't get to play that the big people do. But there's folks like Brandon and I. I used to cover some of the last year. I did a small college thing, and I had all the Western Pennsylvania small college coaches on that I could get on Mercyhurst, Slippery Rock, all those teams, those little small teams out there. Indiana IUP. I tried to get IUP's coach on. I couldn't do that. California U. Smoking Jim Frazier's an alum with them. And I did that last year, and Brandon does the same thing, and it's great. It's super. Bryan does that. Bryan Pettit, he covers some small teams in the area. Here in Berlin, we have some baseball teams, softball teams, soccer, lacrosse, in high school and all that do football. Now it's football season. High school football is big in Western Pennsylvania. We all know that. Florida and some other places. Especially in places like whatever U.S. town in Montana or something that might have college football and all that. That's their thing there. All right, what do we have here next?
Just no big deal.
No big deal. All right, nothing. All right, if you notice, folks, my eyes are getting a little bit better. I'm wearing my regular glasses instead of my sunglasses, so my eyes are getting a little bit better here. And thank you for the prayers and support. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody who was on the comments section today, and all you out there who are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platforms. Don't forget next week, another edition of the College Football Show as part of the triple header of Ralph Williams Saturday. Every Saturday, we start at 8 a.m. with the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, this show, and then we go into the Sports Corner show at 2 o'clock. Pensman, thank you for being part of the show as always. And for Pensman Sports, I'm Ralph Williams. Thank you for being part of the show. Everybody have yourselves a great one, and thank you. And please, by all means, please, and you know what I'm getting ready to say, be safe.